Hello, Point Pleasant, and happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. I'm your host, sports reporter Dominic Polio. I've got a jam-packed show for you guys this week. I've got boys basketball, the District 23 wrestling tournament, and girls basketball. We're going to jump right into it with Point Beach boys basketball in the second round of this year's Shore Conference tournament. They traveled to Lakewood last Friday, and they put up a fight. Let's see who came out on top. Thursday presented a challenge to the Garnett Gulls, who faced off against the Lakewood Piners in the Sweet 16 round of the Shore Conference tournament. Lakewood was able to avenge last year's loss, beating Point Beach 77-66. Amir Tyler scored the Piners' first points after this steal, which he took the distance for the score. Alex Marusic answered for Beach with a putback score, and the game was underway. After a Trevor Covey three from the corner, the Gulls had their only lead of the game. The Piners then went off to close out the first quarter with a 12-8 lead. After exchanging scores to open the second quarter, Lakewood put together another run. They were hot from beyond the arc, and Beach was quickly falling behind. After a timeout, though, the Gulls got back into the game with a small run before the half. Covey capped off the run with a layup at the buzzer off a beautiful assist from Jimmy Panzini. At halftime, the Gulls were behind 14 points. Not much changed in the third quarter as the Piners ran up the score. Beach hit some big shots here and there, but it was not enough to stay in contention. Making matters worse, Tyler hit a circus-style shot to beat the third quarter buzzer. Take one more look at that one and talk about reach. Point Beach's best quarter was the final one, as they finally figured out how to navigate Lakewood's defense. Lakewood would score when needed, and Beach saved face with a Kobe three-pointer, but it was too little too late for the Garnett Gulls. Last year was Point Beach who upset Lakewood in the round of 16, and this year Lakewood stayed out on top. It was a good game on both sides of the ball, and the Garnett Gulls now look to the state tournament coming up this week. We're going to transition over from boys basketball to the District 23 wrestling tournament, which took place last weekend. Both Point Boro and Point Beach ended up with one District 23 title winner and a bunch of qualifiers for the Region 6 tournament. Take a look. Let's kick off finals action with Beach's Giancarlo Crivelli, who went head-to-head with Wall's Chad McClellan in the 152-pound finals. After a scoreless first period, the wrestlers started the second period neutral, awarding McClellan the first point of the bout. Crivelli tried shoot after shoot, but was unable to score as the match headed to the third period. This time, Crivelli started down and eventually executed this nifty move to shake off McClellan. Crivelli tried for the reversal, but stuck with just the escape, and the bout went to overtime. It remained tied at 1 through the first 1-minute period, and Crivelli was down again for the first 30-second OT. He used the same move from earlier for the escape and the 2-1 lead. In the final OT period, Crivelli made sure to keep McClellan on the mat, clinching his first ever District 23 title. Point Pleasant's other district title winner was Dominic Infante of Point Boro. In the 220-pound weight class, he took on Chris Hayes of Brick Memorial in a hard slamming matchup. After a scoreless first period, Infante earned the first point when Hayes chose to start the second period neutral. But Hayes would take the lead after this takedown, which did not really seem to faze Infante. Hayes let Infante up, and he almost answered with a takedown of his own, but was ruled just out of bounds. Tied at 2, Infante was on top for the final period. He continued to wear down Hayes with big slams. After that leg sweep, it was obvious Hayes was losing steam. Infante took advantage, working Hayes into this hold to score near fall points. Infante closed out the bout without letting Hayes up to win his first career District 23 title. There were a handful of other wrestlers in the finals round of their respective weight classes. Point Beach's John Finnerty lost a hard-fought bout to Wall's Robert Kennard by a 10-8 decision in the 145-pound finals. Forrest Gardner, also of Beach, almost got the best of Nick Rivera in the heavyweight finals. The Brick Memorial wrestler just edged out Gardner by a 3-2 decision. Point Boro had 5 wrestlers fall in the finals round. Ben Saber was unable to get the best of Brick Township's Joe Ferrigne, losing by decision 4-2. In the 113-pound finals, Brick Memorial's Matt Wardlaw edged out Boro's Blake Dale 3-2 in an evenly matched bout. Freshman Spencer Robinson saw a fantastic run come to an end in the 126-pound finals when Wall's Joe Demuner took him down 6-2. In the 138-pound finals bout, it was Dylan Davies for Boro who was beat 7-0 by Brick Memorial's Luke Vescovi. Davies worked hard but was unable to find a way to score against Vescovi. Boro's final second-place finisher was Gene Franceschini, who fell short against Wall's Brett Donner in the 170-pound bout. Franceschini lost by major decision 18-5, closing out a successful District 23 tournament for both Point Boro and Point Beach. What a great tournament that was. Congratulations to both Dominic Infante and Giancarlo Crivelli. You guys have worked so hard the past 4 years to achieve the goal of district champion. We're going to go back to basketball. This time it's girls, and it's the Point Boro Panthers as they prepare for the state tournament. They hosted New Egypt on Tuesday, and let's see who got the win. The Point Boro girls basketball team went up against New Egypt at home Tuesday, winning by a score of 52-37. New Egypt jumped out to a 9-7 lead after the first quarter behind Faith Weber, a 1,000-point scorer and stellar rebounder. But thanks to the persistence of Boro's Allie Lassen, Weber was in foul trouble during the second quarter. The Panthers took full advantage, holding New Egypt to only 3 points. Meanwhile, Boro continued to find the basket again and again. At halftime, the Panthers had established a 24-12 lead. The third quarter remained even, with both teams exchanging scores, but because of Boro's big second quarter, they continued to stay out in front. The Panthers were then outscored in the final quarter, but New Egypt's efforts were in vain. Boro had some big shots here and there, with some strong defense to eventually close out the 15-point win at home. A really great game from Boro's Allie Lassen, who reeled in 23 rebounds. She also put up a team-high 19 points to help the Panthers in that victory. We're going to stick with girls basketball, and we're just going to hop across the bridge to Point Beach, who hosted Pinelands Regional on Wednesday. That was a tough game for the Garnett Gulls, but it's good preparation, seeing as they will be in the state tournament for the first time in a few years. Let's see how the game turned out. The Garnett Gulls girls basketball team hosted a tough Pinelands Regional team on Wednesday, losing 44-32. The final score doesn't reflect how hard Point Beach worked, considering Pinelands had a bit of a height advantage under the hoop. Pinelands quickly got to work and established an 18-6 lead by first quarter's end. The good news is the Gulls improved both on defense and offense as each quarter wore on. They added 7 points in the second quarter and managed to hold Pinelands to only 10. Still behind 28-13, the second half was better for Point Beach, who ended up outscoring Pinelands 19-16. It was freshman Maddie House who really set the tone for the Gulls. She was pulling down rebounds, fighting for the ball, and finishing off the glass. Although Pinelands Regional was frustrated, they continued to score when it mattered. The Gulls also had some trouble throughout the game at the free throw line, which could have kept the game closer in the final minutes. In the end, Point Beach was happy to be able to compete, and Pinelands went home with a 44-32 victory. Remember the name Maddie House, as she will play an integral part in the development of the young Garnett Gulls basketball team moving forward in the years to come with the program. That's the final highlight I have for you for this week. Thank you for coming by and checking out the show. Remember, there's always more sports in the actual newspaper, so make sure you pick up today's copy of the Ocean Star. That's February 26, 2016. You can follow me on Twitter at Dom Polio. That's at DOMPOLLIO. I know this weekend I'll be updating you guys on the Region 6 Wrestling Tournament, which will also be featured in next week's Ocean Star Sports Show. So I expect to see you guys there. Again, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys checking out the show. Reporting for Star News Group, I'm Dominic Polio, wishing you a happy weekend.